Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. This is part 3 of our video series of navigating divorce with your special needs child. This is communicating effectively with your child. So this is in 2 parts. Part 1 is telling the kids, and part 2 is helping them cope. So let's go to part 1. Before you tell your children, you need to prepare. There's nothing worse than being like, oh, I already told the kids. That has happened in mediation where one parent's like, I haven't decided when I'm going to tell the kids. And the other one was like, I already told them. As soon as I got those divorce papers, I told them your mom's divorcing me or your dad's leaving us. Come on, y'all. We got to be grown up. I'm going to call you out on that. You got to be grown up. You decided to get married. You decided to have these babies together. And now you just going to blab and tell? No. I need you to think about them first, not you. I know that's really hard, but they didn't choose to be born. They didn't choose this. So your job as a parent, as your life is falling apart, I really need you to be a grown-up. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but I need you to be a grown-up because they need their parent. But when your child is with your co-parent, you can let your guard down. You can let your emotions show. You can let your anger out. But when your kid comes to you, I need you to hold it together. So let's talk about how we tell the kids. First of all, we need to tell them together. Secondly, I need you to be prepared. Talk to your therapist. Figure out what are some of the best ways, or what do you think is an appropriate way for me to talk to my kid? Maybe you don't have a therapist. Google. Talk to the people at the school, the IEP team members, about the best way to talk to your child about this. 2, when you decide you're ready to talk to them, use clear language. Think about, what does my child understand? It's not just about their age, it's also about their intellectual ability. So what does my child understand? About relationships? What type of language should I use? I can't be too advanced and I can't be too baby. What do I need to tell my kids? Not what, but how do I tell my kids in a way that's developmentally appropriate and respects where they are? So telling them that their other parent is a lying, cheating bleep-a-bleep, or using words like they're leaving us or we're filing for a dissolution. Use simple, clear language. And you don't have to go into deep explanation either. Buy a book. There are so many books out there about how to explain divorce to a kid. Buy a book. Give them the book to read. Or read it to them. Okay, and then after you tell them, or while you're telling them, reassure them. We love you. This has nothing to do with you. I still love your other parent. We're just moving apart, right? Because you might hate their guts, but they're the parent of your child. So there's still some love somewhere deep inside. It's just not romantic love anymore. I still love your other parent. We still love one another. You don't have to say that. You might be lying. We love you. And this is not your fault. And this is what's best for our family right now. This is the direction we're moving in. But we're telling you together because you're so important to us. We love you. This has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. And then this is the time to tell them what's going to change and what's not going to change. Mom's moving out. Dad's moving out. We're all moving out and we're getting 2 separate places and we're selling this place. Tell them what's going to happen. What's not going to change. Your school's not going to change. Your teacher's not going to change. Your piano lessons aren't going to change. Your swim therapy isn't going to change. Tell them what's going to change and what's not going to change. And then you got to open it up for questions. You don't have to tell the juicy, gory details because that's not their business. But you have to be open to their questions. You don't have to answer everything. And, you can practice a little bit, like them politicians, and spin things and evade questions just a little bit. You don't have to tell them everything exactly. But you need to respect the fact that they have questions. And don't think that it's like, okay, now that we're done, let's have movie night and all the questions are over. They're going to come back with other questions. Maybe they're in shock. Maybe they need more time to process information, and so they don't have questions for you right then and there. Expect the questions to come. Expect the questions to come on the car ride to school, not when you're sitting there with your co-parent. It's really easy to talk about a solution and field those questions together. And when they ask a question, answer it. Don't be like, oh, your co-parent's not here. Your parent's not here. I can't answer that question for you right now. No, you told them together. The answers are going to come. The questions are going to come when they come. Answer them when they come. Trust yourself. Answer them when they come. Get support. Oh, you know what? Let me go back and say, you might even want to role play a little bit with your kids of what to expect, what they want to tell the school or not tell the school, what they want to tell their friends or not tell their friends, what it's going to be like to get their things and go to mom's house, what it's going to be like to get their things and go to dad's house. What items they want to keep. Oh, how is their new room going to look at the new place? Role play. Help them see it and imagine it and take that fear away. Get support. If they don't have a therapist and you think that they need a therapist, get support. Get that therapist help. See if maybe there's some sort of free counseling that your school offers. Maybe your child could go through that for a few weeks so that they could get some support and process their emotions. And then lastly, about telling the kids, encourage them and reassure them that any changes that are going to happen are going to happen gradually. Don't announce divorce and then tomorrow move out. That's hard enough for any kid, but if your child is dealing with special needs, different issues, that's going to be particularly disturbing for them. So give them time to process those changes. Gradually introduce things. You may even have to, if you're like, we want 50-50 custody, week on, week off, and you tell them on Saturday and it starts on Sunday, you might need to work up to those things, okay? So this is uncomfortable for you especially. You have to put yourself in your child's shoes and introduce changes gradually. That'll help them cope, and you'll get a better result from your divorce through your children, meaning you're going to see less stress in them because they've had longer to adjust. So then let's talk about helping them cope. A lot of the things we do at school, we don't do at home. Maybe because you're not at school. You don't see what they do. If you can go into their classroom and see what they have, go in there. Does your teacher have a feelings chart? Do they run community circles? Is there a way for them to express how they're feeling? Ask. Because a feelings chart at home, I'm telling you, that sucker is revolutionary. I Googled one and downloaded it online, threw it in a sheet protector, and stuck it on my refrigerator. My child was about 4 at the time, and I had 2 little magnets. And it was just a little fox, and he was feeling grumpy or tired. And my son was able to move where he was feeling, and I was able to move. Most of the time, mine was on tired. Mommy's tired. Mommy's tired. Right, because mommies get tired and daddies get tired too. I was always on tired. It developed empathy in him. My mommy is tired. Now I know how she's feeling. Let me calm down a little bit. It helped me see where my child was at. Simple, easy. His magnet was one color. My magnet was another color. So we were able to quickly identify who was feeling what. Do something like that. Here's something else. These are called Kimochis, and I will put a link to Kimochis. Look, I'm writing myself a note right now so I don't forget. But these are something that you can use. Some classes use these. I'm hoping that they'll expand more. But these are something that you can use with your child. Maybe you don't have a feelings chart, but they're little characters. You see, oh, it's so sad. And this one is feeling insecure. And this one is feeling left out. Maybe they're feeling left out because now they're the only one who has to go to 2 homes at their school. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they're jealous of their friends who don't have to go back and forth. Maybe they're disappointed because now the activities that they were going to participate in, there's no longer enough money for those. Or maybe they feel like, I toss a baseball with dad every day and I'm not going to get to do that anymore. If it's something like that, I would say you should really try to help them toss that baseball with dad every day. Even though you're getting a divorce, that's important. Maybe they're hopeful because the fighting in your house is going to stop and they're going to have peace. Maybe they're grateful because they know that no matter what, their parents love them. And maybe they're happy because maybe it's a teenager and they've been telling you to divorce your other parent, your spouse for years. That's a true story. I know that that's true. Can't tell you names. They're fun and they're squishy and there's a ton of them. And there are ways for kids to express how they're feeling because maybe they don't have the vocabulary that says disappointed, but they can look at this color and they can look at this face and go, this is exactly how I feel. Oh, it's going to break your heart, but you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay because your child's going to be understood, and you understanding them, that is emotional support for them. You should get excited about that. Okay. Ask them questions. How did that make you feel? Is there something about your day you want me to know? A word of warning, don't ask them why questions. They don't know why. Adults don't know why. Don't ask why questions. All the other questions are fine. You don't want to pepper them with questions, but give them some open-ended questions and give them space. Ask them a question. Be quiet. Allow them time. That's hard. Allow them time to process and think. Okay. Give them an opportunity to express themselves. So encourage the arts. Encourage the arts. Whether that is visual arts or performing arts. Encourage that. I was talking to a parent, and this parent is a very high-level musician, and his son was in piano. And his son was going to quit piano because his son was very interested in making films. High schooler, very talented musician. So I was talking to him after recital and I said, don't you see that your son uses the piano to express himself? And he thought about it. He said, you know what? I think you're right. Whenever he's having a particularly hard day, he goes to the piano. He sits there and he plays. The arts, guys, the arts are a great way to express yourself, and they can be self-soothing. Self-soothing. And that's what we want our children to be able to do, soothe themselves. You want to help them calm down. Make a bag of their favorite things. Maybe it's their favorite blanket or their favorite toy or their favorite story. Something that helps them calm down. Maybe it's their favorite movie that you put on when they're stressed. Something that helps them calm down. You can encourage meditation if you're into that. One of the things I love for myself and for children is tapping. I think I might need to make some tapping videos. If you want me to make some videos for tapping specifically for kids, go ahead and comment below so I know that you're interested in that. But tapping. I used to do it with my students as well. Tapping is huge. It allows you to move your body and get those emotions and feelings out and really calm down. So think about having your child do some tapping and leading them through that. And my last idea for helping them cope is I'm going to put a link below for Carol Gray and something called social stories. This is really helpful if your child is being identified on the autism spectrum. And they're very specific stories. It's very, very specific, and there's guidelines and rules about what actually constitute a social story, but it's something to look into because you can use that structure to help your child cope. And you make a book, and that book becomes comfort of this is mom's house And this is the other mom's house. And I'm going to, Mama Ruthie on this day and Mama Janice on this day. And this is Mama Ruthie's house and this is Mama Janice's house. And there's pictures and there's explanations and they know what to expect. You know your kids better than anyone else. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You know your kids better than anyone else. So take a moment, really plan out how you're going to talk to them. You cannot control the other parent. Hopefully they will join you on this journey and working together, but you can control you. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you found this video useful, please share. You're going to get through this and your kids are going to be amazing because you're going to do it right. You have a great day.